Hey there, fantasy owners. Welcome to Lift the Cup Fantasy, or LTC Fantasy as some people call it. We're having our waiver wire episode a little early this week because we're going to fit in a fourth episode this week since there is 4 teams that play 3 games in 4 nights between Thursday and Sunday. So we're going to look at them to try and maximize on some games played there, and we'll also have our weekend ads episode. This episode on Waiver Wires, we're going to look at goalies, D-men, and forwards that will help you out not only for a short-term ad, but hopefully longer-term so that you get some more value out of them. We'll jump right to with goalies. First one is Tuukka Rask. He is back. He's already jumped up to 71% owned. What I do like about him in his one start, he did look sharp. He stopped 26 of 27... 2 goals on 27 shots, so he saved 25 at 27. What does have me a little bit worried about him is he's been back for 3 games. He played the back end of the back-to-back, but then they went to Allmark Saturday afternoon. Not sure if they're just trying to wean him in with his hip surgery, or if it'll turn into a tandem situation, or just because it was an afternoon game. A lot of time backups play afternoon games, so hopefully he gets a start going forward, but I would look at him. Next one is Kaapo Kähkönen. He's only owned in 42% of Yahoo leagues. Talbot's still out with injury, and when Kähkönen is filled in, he has 10 game starts this year. He's 7-2-1, has a 2.56 GAA and a 917 save percentage. His numbers are actually better than Talbot, and he is younger, so I would look, possibly even when Talbot comes back, that Kähkönen might be the guy. Hard to say, but it's definitely somebody to look at. Last one is Kel Peterson. He's owned in 33% of Yahoo leagues. He has started 3 of the last 4 games. And McLennan's famous for riding the hot hand, so I'd like to anticipate him getting more starts. In those 3 starts, he's 3-0. He has 1 shutout, and he's stopped 61 of 63 shots, so he is hot. So I'd look at him to probably take the reins a little bit here, and they signed him to that big contract in the season. They need to show that he is a guy, because Quick is on his way out after this season, more than likely. Before we get into D-men, please remember to hit that like button. Please subscribe. Remember that bell so you get notified on future episodes. We're always looking for more subscribers, of course. But getting on with D-men here. First one is, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but I believe it's Brady Skye. He's up to 29% owned. And in his last 7 games, he has 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points. So he's over a point per game, which is really nice as a defenseman. Plus 6, which is also a bonus. 24 shots on goal, so he's getting over 3 shots a game, which adds value there. He has 6 hits and 8 blocks. Next one I look at is Damon Severson. He's 14% owned. He just got out of COVID protocol, and with Hamilton being on IR, he is using the 1 power play. He is on the first power play unit, In his last 5 games played, he has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. So again, over a point per game for a defenseman, which is nice. Plus 2, which is pretty nice considering New Jersey's season. 5 hits, 7 shots on goal, and 6 blocks. Next one I want to look at is Gustav Forsling. He's up to 24% owned now. In his last 10 games, he has 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points, so about 3/4 a point per game. But he's a plus 15, which is really, really nice. 17 shots on goal, so almost 2 shots per game, which adds some value on the back end. 11 hits and 10 blocks. So those 11 hits, that's nice little value too. Next one is Noah Dobson of the New York Islanders. He's owned in 33% of leagues. And what I do like about anybody off the island right now, if you can find some value, is they're, I think, 11 games less played than Anaheim, for example, who's played the most games in the NHL. So you can really gain on some man games played going forward. In his last 12 games, he has 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points, plus 4 power play points, 14 hits, 29 shots on goal, so almost 2.5 shots per game, and 22 blocks, which is another nice value there. Next one is Shane Gostisbehere. He's only owned in 39% of Yahoo leagues. A lot to do with playing in Arizona. It's pretty ugly down in the desert. But in his last 8 games played, he's 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points, so almost a point per game. -3, you are going to be minus in Arizona. 1 power play point, 7 hits, 16 shots on goal. So he does get you on average 2 shots per game and 16 blocks. So he's also getting you 2 blocks per game, which is a nice little perk in picking him up. Last one is Hampus Lindholm of the Anaheim Ducks. He's only owned in 14% of Yahoo leagues. Anaheim's defense is quite productive. In his last 8 games, he has 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points, so just over a half point per game, 1 power play point. He is a -2, but 19 shots on goal, so he gets well over 2.5 shots per game. 11 hits, so he gets you over about 1.5 hits a game, and 13 blocks, which is really nice on those secondary metrics and scoring for Yahoo, depending on your league, of course. Moving on to forwards. First one is Alex Kerfoot. What I do like about him, he's listed as a center, left wing, and right wing, so you can slot him anywhere in your forward ranks. He's 35% owned, and in his last 6 games, he has 2 goals, 8 assists for 10 points, +2, 8 shots on goal, 4 hits, and 3 blocks. Now, some of the Leafs were out. They are back in, but even then, when he was slotted a little differently, he still picked up an assist the other night. So I'd look at him trending definitely in the right direction, even if his minutes are reduced a little bit. Next one is Kevin Fiala, the Minnesota Wild. He's listed as left wing, right wing, so you do get that added value. 69% owned, so a little higher ownership, but you do have a 3 in 10 chance of picking him up. In his last 5 games, he has 4 goals, 2 assists for 6 points, +3, 2 power play points, 18 shots on goal, so he's putting a lot of rubber on net, and 1 block. Next one is Jesper Bratt, the New Jersey Devils. Again, listed as left wing, right wing. I do like versatility, and owned in 52% of Yahoo leagues. He plays on that first line and first power play unit. And in his last 5 games, he has 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points, +4, 2 power play points, 12 shots on goal, which is nice, and 2 blocks. Next one is Robert Thomas of the St. Louis Blues. He's listed as center left wing, only owned in 39% of Yahoo leagues, so you got a pretty good chance of picking him up. And he's really good season. 31 games played, he has 4 goals, 26 assists for 30 points, so basically a point per game, +7, 7 power play points. He's only thrown 7 hits, so you're going to have to get your hits somewhere if they're scoring in your league. 11 blocks and 48 shots on goal. Next one is St. Louis Yo-Yo. He's up and down the whatever line he plays, but he produces everywhere. It's Ivan Barbashev. He listed as center, left wing, right wing, so I really like where you can place him anywhere. He's owned in 63% of Yahoo leagues, so almost a 4 in 10 chance you can find him there. But in his last 9 games played, he has 3 goals, 8 assists for 11 points, so over a point per game, +2, 4 power play points, 17 shots on goal, so almost 2 shots per game, 11 hits, and 5 blocks. The last forward I want to look at is Clayton Keller of the Arizona Coyotes. Expect minuses with Arizona, but he's listed as left wing, right wing, only 36% owned. But in his last 9 games, he has 7 goals in those 9 games. 3 assists for 10 points, so over a point per game. He's even over those 9 games, which is really nice being in Arizona. 7 hits, 43 shots on goal, so he's averaging over 6 shots a game in his almost 5 shots a game in his last 9, and 6 blocks. So we'll be in later in the week with our special episode looking at those condensed schedules and also our weekend ads episode. Hope you liked today's episode. If you did, please hit like. Remember that subscribe button and remember that bell so you get notified on future episodes. Good luck in week 14, fellas.